Welcome. My name is Ade. I'm the product owner and business analyst for the SKILLHAT Talent. So before we start our presentation slides, we created a short video to introduce SKILLHAT Talent platform. So enjoy.
All right. We can't see it. We can't see it. You're not sharing yet.
Oh, it says stop sharing.
You gotta share it. You gotta press it.
it.
You can see it? Oh, I'm sorry. I
can see it
apologize.
too.
I couldn't see it on my end. So go ahead. Go ahead.
You can see it. Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed our intro video. I'm going to pass it on now to my colleague, Fatima, to go into our presentation slides.
Hi, everyone. My name is Fatima. I am one of the product owner and business analyst on this team. I will be introducing our team. We have Ade, our business analyst and product owner. We have George. Well, obviously myself, the business owner and business analyst and product owner. George, our Scrum Master. Jonah, our product developer. Josh, our UX designer. Jumoke, Scrum Master. Rotimi, Scrum Master as well. And Tumi, our UX designer. First, I'll be talking about our elevator pitch. Our conducted research shows that 90% of employers and 95% of alumni are interested in a platform in a tech space. At SKILLHAT, we believe that there should be a platform where our alumni can receive exposure to potential employers. By creating this platform, not only are we bridging gaps between alumni and recruiters, we're also creating a unique way of recruiting skilled employees. During our research, we looked into some diversity, equity, and inclusion mandates and found out that Canada Employment Equity Act requires employers to take active measure to improve their employment opportunities for a certain group of people. We also found that Harvard Business Review had mentioned that diverse companies are 70% more likely to capture new markets. And according to Boston Consulting Group, diverse management team leads to 19% higher revenue. This is something that I personally can speak for because I've actually witnessed it. I work for one of the biggest retail companies in Canada, and I've actually seen it in action. I've seen traffic increase in customers and sales just because the customer wants to come in and just see that there's a minority leader in the store. Here at SKILLHAT, our mandate is to focus on the BIPOC and immigrant labor market in North America by providing not only expert training, but career development as well. At SKILLHAT, the problems and solution. At SKILLHAT, a gap exists between prospective employers and SKILLHAT alumni due to manually searching and connection process. While we're eliciting and gathering requirements for this project, so we spoke to the SKILLHAT director and he mentioned that many top employers have reached out in order to find talent. However, there's no centralized database, and that this information that has information on qualified alumni in the database. Oftentimes, the process is very tedious and involves sending messages back and forth in which sometimes information get lost. So the solution, our solution benefits 3 stakeholders. We have the SKILLHAT. SKILLHAT will own a platform where employers can connect with professionals. We also have prospective employers. They will have a go-to platform to search and connect with talent that fits their needs. SKILLHAT alumni will have a space to display their skills for prospective employers. Here's our product's main features. There will be an easy access to an existing SKILLHAT main page, a quick sign-up feature for alumni and employers. There will be an intro video of alumni, a personalized profile for alumni, search and filter option for alumni. There will be a schedule an interview, click connect option for employers, and scalability for SKILLHAT. All these features will be displayed on the SKILLHAT product demo, in which I would hand it over to my co-presenter, to me, our UX designer. Thank you.
Thank you, Fatima, for that, for presenting. My name is Tumi, and I am the UX designer for the SKILLHAT Career Platform, and I'll be taking you through our product demo shortly. Okay, so welcome to our landing page. This is the SKILLHAT's Career Platform's landing page. As you can see here, there are two call to actions. On the left-hand side is for the hiring manager, and on the right-hand side is for the alumni. So you could click either or to sign up or sign in. The rest of the page is more information about the career platform, as well as more information about SKILLHAT as a whole. So what I'm going to do right now is to show you the view from the employer's gaze. So on the top here, you could actually either click below, or you could click on the top here, find talent. So I already have one, but before then, let's say, you don't have an account. What you're going to do is to register. You are going to click looking for talent. And once you sign up, it pretty much brings you to this page. This is the first page you will see. The alumni board. So I really love the alumni board because we have several features here. As you can see, there's actually the filter feature on the left-hand side of the page, where you're actually able to filter by, let's say, full-time, contract, part-time. You could also do, let's say, on-site, remote, hybrid, and it brings out a couple of alumni, depending on your preference. You could also search. So for example, I will do UX design. And you could also put like a location if you wish. Okay, find talent. It brings up two options here. So the two difference between these profiles here, as you could see, on this side, it does have a ring on the profile, a blue ring on the profile. This is a very interesting feature that I love so much. It is the intro video. So I'll play that intro video, is just 25 minutes, 25 seconds, my apologies. Hopefully it doesn't. Hi there, and welcome to my page. My name is Tumi. I'm a UX designer. I love I'll just start that over again. Hi there, and welcome to my page. My name is Tumi. I'm a UX designer. I love using research to solve my users' needs and to create unique and compelling digital experiences. I've been in this industry for 2 years, and I recently just graduated from the SKILLHAT UX design course. Feel free to check more about me, my experiences, my projects, and my skills in my profile. Thank you for watching. So that's a very interesting feature here. You could actually even view the video before clicking on the profile. So let's click on the profile to see the view of the alumni. This is from the recruiter's gaze. So if the recruiter clicks on the alumni's page or alum's page, you could see their profile here. Of course, you could still view that video once you click on the page. And you could see their role here, the UX designer and their location. You could also schedule an interview, which is a very interesting feature. You could schedule an interview right away. This feature is coming really soon, as well as you could download a resume. You could share that with your colleagues or your company. On the right-hand side, you could also see their status that they are ready to interview. And more on the page, you could see their bio, their information about themselves, as well as on the right-hand side, you could see their salary expectation, as well as their employment type and their job type, their skills, their languages, the work experience, and the projects. I find this very interesting because, for example, UX designers like me, we actually have projects. Even for Scrum Masters, product owners, business analysts, you're able to, compile like a PowerPoint presentation and attach it. So let's click on that. So once you click on it, you're able to see what this person has been up to. We'll just go back. And you could see their education. So that's all from the perspective of a recruiter. And I will be showing you how an alumni actually sees their page. So once an alumni signs up or signs in, the first page they would see is their page, their actual page. And the only difference here is they are able to edit a profile instead of schedule an interview, which is for the recruiter. So once they click on the edit profile, they could put in all their information. For example, this is a salary expectation. You could always change that at any time. You could put if you want to be full-time. You could also, on the right-hand side, upload your resume and your profile video. You could put in your career level, as well as more information about yourself. And again, my favorite feature, which is the project, very interesting part is once you put in the title, you put in the link here, you could put a cover image that attracts your recruiter to you or to your project. You could also go to the alumni board as an alumni. What they could do is they could go to the board and you could connect with your fellow colleagues or SKILLHAT professionals. You could use that filter button if you want, or you could just search their role. And that's all we have for the SKILLHAT career platform. Thank you so much for listening. And I'm going to pass it on to Ade, our business analyst and product owner.
Thank you so much, Tumi. I'm just going to share my screen again, continue with our presentation. So now that you've seen our product, I'm sure that you're probably wondering the process that we went through and the tools that we use to accomplish this. So as a team, some of the frequently used products was Jira, Kanban, Confluence, Draw.io, Balsamiq, Google Docs, Figma, and Bubble, just to name a few. And in terms of our process, it was 9 weeks. It was lengthy. There was a lot packed into it. But to give you an overview, we elicited stakeholder requirements. We compiled findings, determined business opportunity and risks. We also did design thinking by brainstorming ideas. We had a lot of ideas. We created prototypes, personas, process mapping. We also created a business case and a marketing strategy. We developed test cases. We recruited testers. We created user stories. We prioritized our backlog. And then we went into product development, did some review and retrospective, and then we went into our release planning. So now that we've given you an overview of our product, and Tumi has done a product demo, I'm sure you're probably wondering, how is this platform going to make money? So we expect revenue inflow through a pay-per-hire model, where a projected 370 alumni will be employed through SKILLHAT Talent platform in the next 5 years. The goal is to launch a paid version in the next 6 months to 1 year after we go to market. Some additional sources of revenue that we also explored as a team was subscription fees for recruiters. So there's always a point where you can pay a certain amount of fees as a recruiter in order to hire talent. There's also the one-time commission payment for the hire, and that's based on percentage of salary. So an overview of our financial projections. You're probably also wondering the value for our product. The SKILLHAT business is projected to graduate 3,000 alumni in the next 5 years. So we've done the financials for this, and of the 3,000 alumni, SKILLHAT aims to place 370 alumni in viable jobs in the tech industry. Now, based on all those metrics that I just mentioned, at a projected percentage of 12.5, of alumni being placed through the platform at an average fee of $7,500 per alumni or per alumnus. The product is set to generate 2.7 million in the next 5 years. Now, we've gone through our project, you've seen our demo, and we had 9 weeks to come up with that. In the 9 weeks, we had difficulties, and we also had lessons that we learned. So some of our difficulties, time constraints. Definitely, like I said, 9 weeks was a short amount of time to come up with a compelling product. And in the process, we lost some resources. As a team, we lost a couple of team members, and we had to pick up where there was gaps. We also had to determine priorities. Like I mentioned before, we had a lot of ideas as a team, a lot of perspective, and we had to kind of limit that to something that we could produce in 9 weeks. There was also the difficulty of effective communication. With so many people with so many ideas, there's always going to be that communication. But like I said, in 9 weeks, we learned a lot. And one of those things was better communication and better collaboration. You stay with someone for 9 weeks, you learn what they like, you learn what they don't like, you learn to effectively communicate. And same with time management. We also learned to manage our time. We had 9 weeks to produce a good product, and that's what we did. We also learned the importance of prioritization, picking the things that were most effective. We also learned how to work in a cross-functional team, a team that includes a stakeholder. We also acquired knowledge from other roles within our Scrum team. So I learned from the UX designer, I learned from the Scrum Master, I learned a lot as a business analyst and product owner. We adapted to change through feedback and consistent innovation, and progressive product evolution through iterative development. Now that we've gone through all that, we're going to give you our next steps. So for our next step, one of the things that we really value is insight and feedback from the judges. That's you guys. We also know that although we've come up with a compelling product, we do have a lot of ideas and want to improve our UI UX interface. We also realize that we need to onboard alumni. So currently there are about 400 alumni in SKILLHAT education right now. And we want to onboard them onto the professional platform so that employers are given access to qualified professionals. And then last but not least, the biggest part of it is to go to market. So we want everybody to be able to benefit from this great platform. And yes, so that's it. Thank you so much for listening. We really appreciate your time, and we're open to questions.
Bravo, a round of applause. Thank you. All right. I see the comments in the chat. Thank you for the comment. Let's keep that up. Let's encourage these folks. You know, they say they did it in 9 weeks. It was actually 8 weeks. It was about 3 to 4 weeks of research and about 4 or 5 weeks of product development. It was actually 8 weeks. The last week 9 was where they prepared for demo day. So just some more context, it was 8 weeks across all teams. So let's start with feedback. We're going to switch up the flow again. This time we're going to start with Sean.
I love it. And I'm excited to see what you do with it. And that's because I need it. So I would love to support this any way I can. And just the overall pitch is great. I don't want to minimize what you're doing by saying it reminds me of like, Match.com or something like that for professionals. It's like you need that background. And there was a time years ago where we were just hiring a bunch of people, and I needed to filter out on certain things. And so I had the vendor that we were using actually do a video screening and filter people out based on questions that I had asked. So I didn't have to ask questions in the interview. I think that's a great thing you've already done. You've already done the video. So you're thinking ahead and you're thinking about the people that are hiring, but also the people that are getting hired and building that community, which is great because your community is part of your wealth in the future. So well done. Great job.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you. No questions this time, just feedback? Okay.
Just feedback, yeah.
Thank you, Sean. All right. Just pulling your legs there. Okay, let's go to Jetty.
Yeah, no, this was amazing. This is really good. Again, speaking to what Sean just mentioned, which is I think it's actually it's a great need for both ends, the people that are looking for opportunities and the people that are looking for talent, especially when it comes to tech. We know how crazy the market is, and this is just a great way of making it even easier for both ends of the process to be able to filter to the right talent that they need. In terms of feedback, I think that was a great presentation, very concise, very clear. It was straight to the point, and you guys really honed down on your key value proposition, which I think was great. And you also highlighted the, in terms of next steps, what you want to do. So I think that's really great for product design when you have an idea of what you want to put out for MVP, but you also have a vision of, things that you can start doing next to improve and make it better. So thank you for highlighting that in your presentation. In terms of, I guess questions, one question I have here is, what is an example of an idea you started with that changed with feedback?
A big idea we started with that changed with feedback was we wanted the employers to also be able to have a profile, so to say. So we wanted to give each perspective equal view. So as you saw from Tumi's demo, when the employer logs in, they're able to go straight to an alumni board. But the alumni doesn't have the same, I guess, benefit. We wanted to, when we initially started, we wanted each side to be able to create a profile and be able to get to a board. So for the employer, it'll be an alumni board, and then for the alumni, it'll be a job board. So where employers can post jobs that they have available. And then we were really happy about the one-click apply option, where the alumni can just click on apply, and then because their profile is up there, it's already applied. We're very excited about it, but we had 9 weeks. So we had to kind of streamline what was feasible in the 9 weeks.
Gotcha.
So what could we give the employer that would be beneficial, but what could we also give the alumni that was also beneficial? For the alumni, it was a profile, and for the employer, it was the access to the professionals.
2 more questions for me. First one, the second question would be, because this is something that you can see kind of being rolled out, and again, with talent, you get a diverse, amount of people. Have you thought about anything in terms of accessibility and making sure that the platform is accessible? And has it passed have you put it through any of those kind of accessibility testing and stuff like that? Is that part of, next steps?
It is part of next steps. We have thought of accessibility. We haven't put it through the testing, only again because of the time constraints. We wanted to make sure that we had something that was viable and something that we can do in the amount of time that we had. It is something that we did consider, and when we go to market, it is something that we hope to, or we plan to have in play.
Etty, as a UX expert, could you maybe educate us on what you were thinking when you say accessibility?
Yes.
What do you mean?
So for example, in terms of the UI elements, or those ones I think would be great to include in, one of those things that before you roll out into MVP, you have those checks in place. Are the colors accessible? Are people who have visual impairments, are they able to navigate through this site? Are they able to, is the font size legible? So those key UI checks, I think would be great to have right before you roll out, because again, these are things that you don't want to roll out something that some people might not be able to really get the full value of. But I do understand, of course, in terms of the time constraints, but it would be great to have that go through. And the last one is just, tongue in cheek, but is there going to be a feature where if you upload your resume, it automatically populates, or are you going to have to do it?
I know that little joke meme where you're trying to apply for something, you upload the resume, and it's like, go fill it out again. It's like, yeah, we've thought about that, but let them talk about
that. From the developer side, it was something that we actually wanted because we thought it'd be a great feature. Again, time. But also I believe, and I'm not going to pretend to speak developer, but from the back end, he did mention that they had to be a certain amount of, I guess, information for it to be able to auto-populate. So we want that too. And so that's why I would like, as we have more alumni sign up and onboard them, we would love to have auto-population.
Yeah. It's not an easy feature, and that's why you don't see it everywhere right now. It's actually a key problem in terms of it's called being able to read those documents and auto-populate, and it's a technology that is still not fully fleshed out and hard to. But
good idea.
Great.
Thanks for suggesting those. Thank you, JT. That's all from you, right?
Yeah, that's all from me. Thank you.
All right, we're gonna go to Osh and then Brigitte, and then we'll end with Jermaine. So Osh.
Yeah, thanks a lot. I will just echo the comments of the other judges. I thought it was great. I think it's a great solution. from my perspective, and because of what I do, I think this is something that that will help largely, especially from trying to hire diverse talent. So again, you know, great job, great thought process, great product, but kind of leads me to the question which has been on my mind, which is how do I, for example, so I work in Hydro One and I work in talent acquisition, for example, how do I know SKILLHAT? You know, how do I know that I need to, that there is this, you know, platform that I can get, you know, amazing Black talent just by the click of a button and a quick search. So I kind of missed, you know, how you plan to connect with recruiters. I'm not sure if you talked about that, but there are tons of recruiters out there looking for stuff, and yeah, they just don't know what they don't know. So I'm not sure if you spoke about that part, or if that's something maybe I missed from your presentation.
Do you mean in terms of marketing or in terms?
Exactly, marketing.
Oh, marketing. Oh, okay. Well, SKILLHAT is already SKILLHAT Inc. is already a functioning existing platform. This is just, I guess, a subsection of it. And in terms of marketing, I mean, SKILLHAT has presence in social media like LinkedIn and Instagram. So, and I know as an alumni as well, I've seen the push or the marketing strategies that SKILLHAT Inc. uses. And because of that, and also webinars, I mean, there's so many ways that SKILLHAT can market this product as part of the existing platform now. So that's how employers can know about this product. Plus, SKILLHAT also has its own network. Like we had mentioned initially, many employers already reach out to SKILLHAT. And when they reach out to SKILLHAT, instead of sending them like a form or asking them for their specifics, it's just a matter of sending them a link and saying, you know what, this is a platform that exists, sign up and look at what we have. So that's something that I'm hoping I answered your question.
Yeah, largely. Still think that marketing needs to, you might need to give a little bit more focus to marketing, because this is a new product. I mean, so leveraging the SKILLHAT marketing that's already there is great, but I think, you know, you still need to put this word out there. A lot of the time you find very great stuff that are well kept secrets, and that I'm sure that's not the plan for SKILLHAT on this one.
Thank you. Did you have any suggestions on how the team might market the product better, if any, based on being a stakeholder in that community that the team's trying to access?
Maybe we can take this. I mean, I'm happy to have this conversation offline and talk about this a bit more. I know that, you know, recruiters are reached out to every day on LinkedIn and, you know, a few other places. I know there are meetups where, you know, recruiters are looking for things like this, and they just don't know that these exist. So I'll say, you know, straight answer is I'm happy to, you know, talk about this offline, and we can see, you know, maybe even talk to a live recruiter, you know, and see what some ways that they think this will be better put out there.
Thank you so much, Sean. I mean,
I have one last comment just before I get off. So I'm just curious about there is, and this is maybe very basic, very, you know, pedestrian, but I still want to find out. So we had a place where we put the salary expectations. A suggestion is not to make that mandatory, because, you know, that's kind of something that is a little bit personal. There's a whole school of thought out there about the risk versus the reward of putting your salary expectations out, and it's screening you off, you know, right from off the bat, you know, just because you quoted a salary that's a bit too high, and maybe you have the opportunity to, or you really are flexible, and you know, that was you just dreaming, right? We all have an opportunity to dream, but you don't want to be screened out because you put a number or a figure that was you just dreaming. So I think that should probably be not a mandatory field, such that if I don't want to put my salary expectations, I can still, as an alumnus, be on the platform and get marketed to these recruiters.
The salary field is actually not mandatory. So what we have is that we also have the option to put open to negotiation. That way there's that option where there's nothing set in stone.
Okay, sounds good. I
Thanks for
thought I
that
saw
feedback.
the red asterisk around it saying it was mandatory. Maybe I was wrong.
It's mandatory to fill out, but not mandatory to put. So it's a placeholder where you can type in. So you can just put in open to negotiation.
Okay, sounds
Thanks
good.
for that feedback. Thank you. Lots of work to do for the team. Let's go to Brigida.
Thank you. And another great presentation. I think it's very relevant right now. It's a hot market out there. And I think this is going to be beneficial both for the alumni as well as for the potential employers. I don't really have a question, but maybe some consideration for future functionalities. I think that right now, I think it's a good opportunity for you to market yourself, put in your resume. But one consideration is that employers and in other companies are also trying to market themselves because, as I've said, it's a hot market. I think it's a good opportunity for your employer subscribers to be able to also put a profile about their company, right? And like in my instance, for example, we usually advertise that, you know, we're a good proponent of diversity and inclusion, women and technology. So if you know about the employers, the alumni would also be, you know, more excited and probably can even match it with the potential employers in terms of what they are looking for from a job. I also like the video feature that you've also implemented in the system.
Thank you, Brigida. Very nice feedback. Thank you. Let's go last but not least, Jermaine.
Man, you guys did that in 8 weeks? Really? Eh? Like, honestly, if I was LinkedIn, I'd be scared what you guys could do in a year. Overall, really a great presentation. As I said earlier, I do think it'd be to just show the maximum potential of like what you guys have built, to talk a little bit more from that persona perspective. But like, again, that's a lot to ask on top of everything you just pulled off in 8 weeks. So like, kudos to you nonetheless. I would say that the market is super, super hot for this. I do laugh all the time when companies ask me like, yo, where can we find like Black talent? And I'm always like, it's same places that you're looking, you're just not really looking. But this type of platform brings a certain level of visibility to a certain group. And I think especially for what SKILLHAT's trying to do with enabling people to like have more agency over their career choices, to make that transition, it goes like a long way to like really position you strongly. Yeah, overall, like really enjoyed it as a recruiter. Both as a recruiter and somebody that's like an advocate and a fan of SKILLHAT, you know, if there's anything that I can do to help promote it or to help, you know, to help give feedback or to even just help use it, I'll definitely use it. Please let me know from like a recruiter standpoint, as like somebody that's looking for talent and always looking for ways to like build up talent in different communities. I think it's always important, especially when it comes to like career switchers, transitioning people from marginalized backgrounds, in order for us to like really maximize our impact or our partnerships, is to make it as easy as possible for corporations to use like what we're trying to build. And I love this because to me, this solves like a huge infrastructure problem, right? And it's always like, you know, we want to make it as easy as possible, eliminate as many excuses as possible, so that we can make the most impact. And I think what you guys are building on here is definitely going to be a huge contributor to making and streamlining that process. I'm overall like, yo, kudos to you, Mo. Like, the SKILLHAT is dope, because like, this is what you guys are producing in 9 weeks. Sorry, 7 to 9 weeks. Got to give the range, because I know what's going on. Like, shout outs to everybody in the room.
Thank you, Jermaine. This is very encouraging. You know, sometimes you build stuff, you're not sure if there's value in it. This is the first time all these products are being exposed to the general public beyond the group of initial testers. And when you're testing with a friend, you don't know if your friend is saying is good or your friend's, you know, doesn't really think so. So good to hear all the feedback from the judges. Thank you, everyone. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to move the judges to another breakout room. just for the judges, they're gonna have a conversation around the products and just give some scores. Now, everyone's a winner here. Everyone has won, right? The scoring is on 4 metrics: business viability. So what team had the highest business viability? Presentation quality, what team had the best quality of presentation, just based on averages and scores. Product technical depth, the code and features we saw. And then 4th is product design, UI, UX. So I'm going to move the judges to a breakout room, and they're going to just put their scores. And I'm not going to stay with them because I don't want you guys to think it's biased and more had any impact on your scoring. Okay, so you guys just wait up, give us I'd say 5 to 7 minutes, and then we'll come back, or they'll come back and provide you their